Am I the only one that didn't know how a single train ride could change everything? The train roared through the heart of Chennai, its steady rhythm mirroring the chaos in Ananya's mind. She sat by the window, watching the city blur past, her fingers clenching the strap of her bag. Tonight was the college's cultural fest, an event she'd dreamed of attending, a night of music, dance, and celebration. But what was meant to be a joyful evening had turned into a nightmare. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Her phone had died earlier, stranding her at a railway station near the venue. Her friends were nowhere in sight, and as she wandered the dimly lit streets alone, 4 shadowy figures had pulled her into an alley. She couldn't cry out, couldn't resist, couldn't stop what happened. When it was over, she stumbled away, battered, broken, and lost. The world around her swirled as she collapsed onto a bench at the station. The night seemed endless and cold. And then, a familiar voice. "Ananya?" She looked up, barely recognizing Arjun standing there. He had been out with friends celebrating his birthday. But the joy drained from his face when he saw her bruises and torn clothes. He didn't ask questions. He didn't wait. He simply took her hand and led her away. Arjun brought her to a doctor who confirmed her worst fear. She was physically unharmed, but the scars, those would linger forever. She told no one else what had happened. Not her family, not her friends. Only Arjun knew. And in the days that followed, he never left her side. She hadn't expected his support. She'd braced herself for pity, awkward silences, or withdrawal. But Arjun offered none of those. He gave her patience, kindness, and one unwavering promise. "Arjun, you're not alone." Days blurred into weeks, weeks into months. The darkness of that night never fully disappeared, but it grew softer in Arjun's presence. They shared late-night conversations, coffee shop visits, and quiet moments where words weren't needed. She didn't realize when her reliance on him turned into love. One evening, as they sat on his apartment's rooftop, overlooking the sprawling city, he turned to her and said, "You make me want to be a better man, Ananya." That was all it took. No grand declarations, no dramatic gestures, just him. Their love was simple. For a time, until distance pulled them apart. When Arjun got an opportunity to study abroad, Ananya had been his biggest supporter. "Ananya, go, chase your dream." And she meant it. But reality was different. Calls grew shorter, messages became infrequent, doubt crept in. Then came Ria. Ria, their mutual friend, whispered poison into their ears. "Ria, he's always too busy for you, isn't he? You deserve someone who makes time for you. Ria, she never tells you how she feels, right? Maybe she's not as invested as you think." It was subtle, insidious, and neither of them saw it happening. The fight started small. "Why didn't you call back? Why do you sound distant? Why does everything feel so hard?" Until one day it fell apart. They ended it over a phone call, a conversation heavy with silences. Just like that, they became strangers. Years passed. Ananya poured her pain into writing, publishing stories that echoed her own heartbreak. She convinced herself she had moved on. Arjun chased success, climbing the corporate ladder with relentless drive. But in the quiet of night, when the world fell silent, his thoughts still drifted to her. They hadn't spoken since the breakup, until fate brought them face to face at their college reunion. Neither had expected the other's presence. But when their eyes met across the crowded hall, the years fell away. And suddenly the pain and regret stood between them like an unfinished story. They had changed, but had they really let go? Can we talk? Ananya hesitated, then she nodded. They walked through the empty campus, memories woven into every step. I never stopped thinking about you. Neither did I. Why did we let it end like that? Ananya sighs and reflects. We let someone else's words become our own. Arjun comes to a realization, simply uttering Riya. As Ananya meets Arjun's gaze, she acknowledges, and we believed her. It hurt to admit, but they needed to. For the first time, they spoke about the things left unsaid, the loneliness, the misunderstandings, the love that had never truly faded. And just when it seemed they might find their way back to each other, life intervened again, a job offer. Not for Arjun this time, for Ananya. A prestigious publishing house in New York wanted her as their lead editor, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Another crossroads. Arjun says, I don't want you to choose between your dream and me. And Ananya responds, and I don't want you to think that choosing my dream means choosing against you. No villains this time, no third-party manipulation, just two people in love facing hard choices. On the day of her flight, Arjun stood at the airport, his face calm despite the storm in his heart. She turned at the departure gate, searching his face for something, hope, reassurance, a reason to stay. Go! Goodbye, Arjun.